it's Medium Jenny Lee. I'm here to do the My Magical YouTube Journey. Priestess of Wonderland tagged me in her My Magical YouTube Journey, and I thought I'd give it a try. So let's see, what is the first question? What is your channel name and the significance behind it? Well, it's Medium Jenny Lee. That's my name, and that's what I go by professionally as a medium. And it's also what I use for everything for my medium business. My website, my Twitch, my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook, blah, blah, blah. It's all Medium Jenny Lee. With an A, not an E. Question number 2. What type of content do you create on your channel? So I have all the woo and the woo and the woo on my channel. So the very beginning of the YouTube videos were highlights from Twitch, guided meditations, unboxing crystal gemstone shop packages, and tarot readings for the world. So I'm still trying to do tarot readings from the world. I don't do them as much as I would like to. I'd kind of like to have one a month, but they're very sporadic. I did the unboxing the gemstones for a year, and then that was enough of that. I don't really do the highlights like I used to do them. They're very different now. I used to just put up kind of whatever highlight from Twitch seemed like a good reading, whether it was a tarot reading or a medium reading. But now I've got specific ones, which we'll talk about those when I get there. So then I started doing woo-woo book reviews, which I'm still making those. Those are also very sporadic because I don't just read woo-woo books. You know, I read a lot, and I read a lot of different books. So when I have one that I read that fits into the spiritual, paranormal, supernatural category, then I do a book review for it. And I've actually read quite a few recently. So one just came out yesterday, and I have 2 more I need to make videos for, and I'm reading another one right now. So there should be quite a few new woo-woo book reviews coming out. Then I started uploading the Witching Hours episodes, which Gina the Frost and I do over on Twitch together, Witching Hours podcast. I'll put a link for that down below. I was uploading them here because we were doing them through my channel on Twitch, but then eventually we made a Twitch channel just for the Witching Hours podcast, so then all of the episodes started going over there. But you can find some of the original Witching Hours episodes on my YouTube. Then sometime about a year ago, I did a few vlogs. So I have some vlog kind of type of stuff on there. I would like to do more of that, actually, but I only have a handful of those. I also started doing spirit art on Twitch live, which is like channeling an energy, an entity, a spirit, and they make art with us. They use my body to make art. And then they usually have messages that go along with the art making. So those started showing up when we started making those about a year ago. And then last summer, I started reading the Raw Contact Volume 1, and I was called to make a video for every single session in that book. So there are 57 Raw Contact Volume 1 videos of me talking about information from each of the channeled sessions. If you're not familiar with what that book is, it is it's channeled information from an entity called Ra, which, yes, it's similar. There's some connection to the Egyptian god, but it's not what you think it is. And the book takes place, the channelings take place in the 80s through a group of people, one person being the channeler, one person being the question asker, one person being there for spiritual moral support, and there's a whole nother volume of that, which I have not read yet, which I own. I was told by Spirit that the divine timing will come when I'm supposed to read the second volume and make another whole set of YouTube videos for each of those sessions, but that time has not come yet. So if you're interested in the first book, there are 57 of those that you can watch at your convenience. There's a few vlog type of videos where I did medium at a location type of thing, which there's some new things coming up with that me and Frosty are working on, but I'm not going to give it away yet because we're announcing it soon, but not today. I have a handful of Tarot for Teacher videos because as I was starting my last school year as a teacher, which was last school year, 2022-23, I really felt like the public school teaching profession is such a mess that we needed all of the help we could get. So there are a few of those sprinkled in. Also, sometime last year, I started doing deck unboxing on Twitch as part of my streams, so I have those, although I think I accidentally deleted 2 of them before I got a chance to make the unboxing for YouTube. So I have most of the decks that I've unboxed over the last year-ish. There's an unboxing video for. And then at some point in the last year, the way that I was doing everything kind of shifted and it started becoming more refined. So now instead of it just being like a highlight from Twitch and it's not edited down and it's just exactly how I plopped it out from whatever the Twitch stream was, I started taking the specific ones that I thought were the most interesting. So now I have specific categories of highlights. I have Divine Mother channeling, Great Spirit channeling, Alien Contact, Palladians, let's see, past lives, spirit guides, angels, and higher self readings. Those are the different kinds of highlights that you can find. There's a few other different kinds in there, but those are the ones that are the most prevalent. If there's other types of things that show up, then they do also get mixed in as their own type of highlight. Starting with January of 2023, I started recording and keeping all of my full Twitch streams. So I started putting those up about 5 months ago. And they are not nearly up to date at all. I'm just slowly trickling them out, putting out the full Twitch streams, which gives me the opportunity to look back and find all of those different kinds of highlights that then I make a shorter, condensed, here's the message and here's what happened kind of highlight from the readings. And then, but wait, there's more. Then in June, I decided to make these collective tarot readings for each zodiac sign. I call them the quick draw tarot readings because they're supposed to be quick and short and sweet. I very much enjoyed doing those. I did a couple of months of oracle card readings as well, but I've decided to discontinue those. It was too much work, and I wanted to be able to do some of the other content that I've been working on instead of having to create these whole other 12 videos. So yeah, that's it. That's all the content that I make, that I have made. So in other words, I've made a lot of different kind of content from my YouTube channel, and I probably will continue to make a lot of different content, but as for right now, it's kind of getting narrowed down to my quick draw tarot readings that come out at the beginning of each month, full Twitch streams and highlights from those Twitch streams with some other things sprinkled in, like the book reviews, the tarot for the world, some vlog stuff. But for the most part, I think as of right now, it's going to be mostly the quick draw tarots, the Twitch streams, and the highlights will be the majority of stuff from here on out until otherwise it changes. Next question. What inspired you to start your channel, and how long have you been a content creator? Well, hold on a second. So the very first video that I uploaded to my Medium Jenny Lee website was on July 27th of 2021. I've been doing my Medium Jenny Lee YouTube for about 2.5 years. However, this is my first YouTube widow photo art. And I used it for, 15 years ago. 15 years ago, I made a video for one of my college classes. And here's a little sneak peekish here. I worked at a mosaic company, and I was going to college for art education. In one of my classes, we had to make a stop motion animation. So I decided to make a stop motion animation of making a mosaic. And this is from 15 years ago. It's from 2008. It has 34,000 views. If only we could get there on Medium Jenny Lee. That would be awesome. But the only reason why this video has so many views is because it's been up here since the dawn of time. I otherwise put up videos of my kids doing funny stuff. We have these really funny I farted videos, which actually I just made a new one of these with my daughters last year, but we haven't put it together yet. We need to put it together because it's excellent. And then when 2020 came and we were at home and we had nothing to do, except I was still having to sort of teach, but it wasn't really. I decided to spend the year of 2020, I spent making a website for my photography, creating an Etsy shop for the photography for my website. I started really trying to grow my widow photo art Facebook page. I made these videos, these different kinds of videos, like there's time-lapse video of me making magnets. There's one of me making found art. There's that was my first attempt at Twitch streaming. My very first Twitch streams were not Medium Jenny Lee. I was recording, I was streaming live from Widow Photo Art, and I was doing photo editing, and I was doing painting. I was painting, and I was simultaneously streaming from to Twitch and to Facebook. So I think, and in 2020 as well, I started taking Medium classes. So this whole experience of me going full head on into my art stuff and making content for my art channel, and then streaming live on my art channel, all of it was in preparation of doing it for my Medium business. Did I know that at the time? Not at the beginning, for sure. I did not know at the beginning that what I was doing with my art stuff was directly going to lead into what I'm doing with my medium stuff. And the last video I uploaded to my widow photo art was 2 years ago. So you can see. Instead, I went head on into my medium stuff, and my art stuff got put on the back burner. But now I found a way to kind of meld them together, and I'm able to do mostly medium stuff. But I'm also able to add the art stuff back in. Next question is, what are your hobbies outside of the channel? I pretty much already said them. I read a lot. I have to have a book that I'm reading at all times. Reading some kind of book at all times, and sometimes I'm reading 2 books at the same time, which is what will happen when I go to read The Raw Contact Volume 2. I can't just read that book by itself, and I have to read something fun at the same time. Not that it's not fun. It's just very tedious, confusing, time-consuming. And then my other hobbies include photography and art, and spending time with my children, and watching movies, and listening to music, being in nature, going on hikes, spending time with my family. I do a lot of stuff. I like to do stuff. Stuff is fun. Next question, is there a new style of content that you want to try? I think I'm doing enough. I think I've tried a lot of different content, and I've done too much. One of the kinds of content that I wanted to be making was pick a pile or pick a card. I've started making the pick a cards on TikTok. So I've managed to find a way to do the pick a cards. And that's what I'm using my TikTok for mostly. Now I've got other stuff on TikTok, but I'm using TikTok as my pick a card place. But it would be cool to be able to do what Priestess of Wonderland does with her pick a piles, because she'll have a whole pile of all kinds of different cards. And I think that would be cool. And I also like how she does the difference. Like sometimes she'll incorporate other things into it as well. Like she'll have a stone on each pile, or she'll have, like, I think one time she had a teacup, like, you know, a different teacup for each pile. And I think that would be fun to do as well. But I make a lot of stuff already, and I don't know when I would have time to do that. How do you plan your content? Well, I have a Post-it note with a list of stuff to do, which right now includes making a TikTok for the full moon on the 28th, and my 2 more book reviews I need to do. And other than that, it's mostly been at the end of each month, I need to start recording the Quick Draw Tarot readings. And then in between, I've been trying to upload those full streams and look for the highlights that I want to put up. So I'm starting to get into since June, I started getting into the rhythm of having this sort of a schedule of what comes out and how it comes out. But before that, it was just very sporadic, and there was really no schedule to it. What are your tools of the trade? I don't know what anything's called. I'm not a tech person. I have this camera is a face cam, Elgato face cam. I have another camera over here that it used to be a Logitech, but I think I upgraded it to a C920, whatever the hell that is. I've got a ring light that sits over here, and I have an Elgato. Oh, I'm not sure what the name of the light is called. I have it right here. Key light. I have an Elgato key light that sits on that side. I got my blue Snowball microphone. I have a fairly nice computer that my husband keeps upgraded for me. And I've got a nice monitor and an old crappy monitor. And I think that's all of my tech gear. Oh, I have a stream deck for when I stream live, you know, when I'm streaming on Twitch. So that's my tools of the technological trade. Next question is, do you ever experience burnout? And if so, what does that look like for you and how do you recover from it? Yeah. It's discouraging how much time making YouTube content takes for sometimes there to be what seems like no reward or growth. I was just looking, through all of my old videos. I have like over 450 videos on my Medium Jenny Lee YouTube channel. And the majority of them probably have less than 20 views for each one. And when you think about that, like, why the hell would you keep going? Because with YouTube, it's the long game. You have to play the long game of it. You have to keep going. You have to keep building. You have to keep growing no matter how small. And it seems like, even though I haven't got to that point yet, but I know people that have, the more people that watch, the more people that watch. The more views you get, the more views you get. So it's like once you hit that threshold of somebody, a video having so many views, then all of a sudden it's just going to start multiplying. And it multiplies. The more that it multiplies, the more that it multiplies. So as long as you keep making content, eventually, hopefully, that starts happening for you. And so as far as burnout goes, I don't know if I get tired of making the content, because I think making the content is fun, but I get burnt out on sometimes the lack of growth. Sometimes there's such a lack of growth, or so few views, that it gets discouraging. But I still have hope, and I still am trusting the process. I still have hope that I'll reach the monetization point at some point. And I still have hope that it'll just keep growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And I just gonna keep chucking along until something happens and I can't do it anymore, or, there's something else that I need to be doing that takes up the time. Next question is, what video are you most proud of and why? This is the video I am most proud of. Medium Jenny Lee 2-year Twitchiversary highlight reel. Not just because it's highlights of all of the wonderful things that, not all the wonderful things, a lot of the wonderful things that happened over the course of my 2 years of streaming up to that point. But, amazing. I spent a lot of time making this video. I can't take it. And I think that I really enjoyed making it. And I liked being able to put humor into it. I liked adding music to it. And I liked being able to share it with my community when I had my 2-year Twitchiversary stream. It was a great night. And it was a great experience making it and sharing it. So that is definitely the one I'm the most proud of. The next question is, who inspires you within the magical YouTube community? Well, Priestess of Wonderland does. She's the one who tagged me on this. I like her editing. I like her enthusiasm. I like that she keeps it real. I like the content that she puts out. And she's my friend. And we're birthday twins. Something I've gotten really obsessed with lately is Suzanne Spooner. Good Lord. Which is also Priestess of Wonderland's fault. She shared a video of one of her QHHT sessions. And since then, I can't stop watching them. Well, it's not really watching. You're really just listening. I can't stop listening to the sessions. And I feel like every one that I listen to has more information in it that I needed to know. Because it's almost like as soon as I finish listening to one, something in the information of that session comes out over the next week or two in a medium reading or a channeling or something. So absolutely 100% a must for me. Yes. Someone else that I had just recently found this year was Braca Goldsmith, who is an astrologer. And I just love her to bits. She is adorable. She has excellent information. She shares all kinds of stuff. She also channels Palladians. And I just love everything about her. But unfortunately, just within the last week, 2 weeks, she put out a video saying that she wasn't going to be able to make YouTube content anymore, at least for a year, because she's having surgery on her eye and she cannot be at the computer. So she's made some content through the end of the year that she's going to be putting out. But man, it was so sad. I was crying. When I was watching her goodbye video, I was crying. I was like, but I just found you. No. One of my very good friends and someone who has helped me through my journey becoming a medium is Charity Janice, who is a very successful YouTube content creator. She has just recently narrowed down her content mostly to love readings and twin flame videos, but she has done a lot of different types of content over the course of her YouTube time, and she has been a very big inspiration to me and helped me immensely in my journey and growth. But really, I don't watch a lot of YouTube content, to be honest. I have the few ones that I really am into, but I don't really go searching for new things. If I stumble across it, usually because someone is sharing it, then I'll start watching. Some of the other YouTube content that I enjoy are from guests that we've had on the Witching Hours, different podcasts and what have you. But I don't really have a go-to YouTube person for different topics. I don't know. I feel like I just really started watching a lot of YouTube content in the past year. So, strangely enough. Next question is, do you believe there is misconceptions about being a magical YouTube? I don't know if I guess I fit into the magical category. Maybe. I do weird stuff. I think there's misconceptions about being a medium. There's plenty of misconceptions about that. But I don't know how much that correlates with YouTube. The next question is, what do you like or dislike about being on YouTube? I dislike the slow ass growth. That sucks. I dislike making content that I spend a lot of time on and 3 people watch it. And they probably don't even actually watch the whole thing. They watch like 5 seconds of it. I like making the content. I like when people watch it. I like when people comment. I like having a record of my own growth. I like having a record of my own readings. I like making different kinds of content. That's why I don't like narrowing myself down to like one thing. What are some of the challenges and struggles you face creating on this platform, and how do you overcome them? I think we've mentioned a lot of that already. That it's the slow grind. The grind of death is the YouTube. I don't know if I've overcome it yet because I haven't gotten there. I just keep chugging along. The little engine that could. What is your opinion on monetization, paywalls, or other exclusive content? I think the monetization is fabulous, and I'm looking forward to getting there one day. The paywalls and exclusive content, I think if you don't overdo it, as a creator, I think if you don't overdo it, if you use it sparingly, I think it's great. And I think the memberships and the exclusive content, if you have the time to create those things, can be really awesome. And Priestess Wonderland brought up the fact that we're, for a lot of the things, we're providing a service. Tarot readers, mediums, etc. are providing a service. And if you're providing a service, then you should be paid for your service. But I do think there's a fine line of, you don't want all of your content to be behind a paywall. That's shitty. Do you have any boundaries on this platform? Why or why not? What are you talking about? I don't know exactly what that question is asking. I don't think I've had the misfortune of having a situation where I had to have a boundary on this platform, which I guess is probably a good thing. I think for this question, Priestess of Wonderland was talking about time. Like, how much time do you spend making content and not overdoing it? And I think that I use my time wisely. Other than that, I can't really think of anything for boundaries. Do you have any current goals for your channel? I would really like to hit monetization at some point. That would be great. But it ain't looking so good right now. So I guess it's nice that they kind of chunked that down some recently, where they made like a smaller goal to get to, where you're not completely monetized, but you can have exclusive content that people can pay for, and you can have members or whatever. I guess that was nice of them to do. I haven't made it there yet either, so just, like I said earlier, choo-choo, chugging up a hill. What are some of the mistakes you've made and how did you fix them? The visual look of my videos at the beginning is pretty rough, but it was just because it was just the equipment that I had at the time. You got to start somewhere, and you can't necessarily start with all of the biggest, best, most wonderful, exclusive, expensive gear. So you just got to start with what you have. And I had a crappy camera that didn't fit the frame of Twitch very well. And so a lot of my first videos is like me inside of a little box with some black borders on the sides. It took me a long time to realize how important a thumbnail is. That is like more recently did I start making custom thumbnails. I just didn't want to spend the time doing that, but I have a good system for that now. And I didn't realize for a long time that you should be putting hashtags in the description. And it took me a while to figure out that I needed to make sure every single video had links to all of my stuff in it. So these are all learning curves, figuring out stuff and what works and what doesn't work. What are some of the ways your channel has grown since your first video? I think we kind of talked about that just now, right? It looks a lot better. I use thumbnails and hashtags now. And overall, and I started editing things down instead of just like throwing up a highlight from Twitch where it was there's dead air, there's dead air. Yeah, growth, good growth. Next question. Have you ever wanted to quit making videos? Why or why not? Every once in a while, when I don't see a decent amount of growth, I'll be like, just for a very short period of time, I'll think, why am I doing this? Should I keep doing this? Why am I spending all this time doing this? But I really try not to spend a lot of time thinking about that. And instead I just keep focusing on the positive. There was a time very recently where I lost about 24 subscriptions in the span of like 2 weeks. 24 subscribers just like disappeared. And I was like, what in the hell? How did that happen all at once? And that was very disheartening. But I know that if it was weeding out people that didn't need to be there, and since then, other people have shown up, and the numbers are higher now than they were before all those people left. So you just keep going. Choo-choo. What do you wish you knew before starting your YouTube channel journey? I don't know if there's anything that I wish I knew before I started. I think that I learned everything in the divine timing of when I needed to learn it. Do you post on other platforms? If so, what are they? I think we've kind of mentioned that already. I have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Twitch, and most recently, TikTok. Do you have any advice for those wishing to create a channel? Advice for starting a channel. Be consistent. Do what you like. Make content that you're excited about. Make content that you love. Start somewhere, even if it's not exactly what you want it to be or what you want it to look like. If you want to start a YouTube channel, just start it, even if it looks like absolute garbage at the beginning. Even if you have no idea what the hell you're doing. If you really want to start a YouTube channel, just start somewhere. And you'll learn and you'll figure it out, and it'll get better and better and better. And eventually, if you keep going with it and you're consistent, then it can be whatever you want it to be. Says someone who isn't exactly where it wants to be yet. The last question is, who am I going to tag for this magical YouTube journey? And that was a very hard decision. I think I'll tag Gina the Frost because that's easy. Not that he'll do this, and that's fine. Princess Wonderland already tagged the Witching Hours, which I'm part of, so I don't think I can tag myself. The only other person I can think to tag is It's Practical Magic. She is fabulous Twitch streamer. I've been following her on YouTube, but unfortunately I haven't been able to watch any of her videos. Her videos look fabulous. She's got all kinds of cool stuff on here. I've been following her for a while. I just haven't had a chance to listen to any of them because I'm stuck in the damn Suzanne Spooner QHHT videos. But she's a wonderful, sweet person who has the absolute best laugh. Her YouTube channel is doing way better than mine. And she's a fabulous Twitch streamer as well. So I think I might tag It's Practical Magic. So Lisa, it's coming to you. Thanks, Priestess of Wonderland, for tagging me in this fun YouTube journey extravaganza of questions and interview. It's kind of cool to review, reflect, discuss, say out loud all of the things about this weird, difficult, challenging journey of the YouTube land. If you enjoyed my magical YouTube journey, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Go follow all these wonderful people that we've talked about today. Come hang out with us on Twitch. It's super fun if you're not there already. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.